We're good to go.
Okay, so like where do you find your best ideas for your stories? How do you do your stories? Like that sort of thing, because I think a lot of people on my team struggle with feeling like they don't have ideas for it. And so
Okay.
you have a better way of explaining it than I steal your stories all the time. So
That's okay. It's cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I see where you want me to go with this. Okay. So first things first, you guys, is honestly in my team page, or you know how you guys in set goals have a training academy? Christina made a training academy or something like that. Okay, well, I have something similar to that for my team, but then I also have like Karina and I's team page, which would be your set goals. So in both of these pages, I made an album and I loaded it with story pictures. And every time I come across new story pictures, I upload them to the albums, and I label them. Like story for this, story for that, story for this, story for that, business story, polls, all that stuff. So how I find those stories is A, I usually make them. B, we can, okay, yeah, so that's good. If you guys already have that, that's perfect. So you can make them, and how I make them usually, if it's not my idea, I go and follow a ton of leaders that, what's the best way to say this? That aren't a common following, like someone everyone's not following them. So I try to find leaders that like all of our people are not following, because those stories are already used and seen 100 times. So how you can do this is basically just like search, like think of people that you like to follow in general, like in the business. For me especially, like I like, and I don't go off these people, I go off their people. So this is where it's different. So think of, oh, sorry guys, I'm on a work call, you need to go for a minute.
I'll give you a big hug.
Oh, you want to give me a big hug? Okay. Oh, okay. I'll see you shortly, okay? Okay, thank you.
I want to go shopping.
What?
I want to go shopping too. I go outside movie.
Yes, we're going to go to the outside movie. But you got to let me finish this or we can't go. Okay, go see Daddy, please.
I want to go shopping. I go. I need to.
Okay, I have to go on. Ross, go see Dad, please, or we can't go to the movie. Okay, do you want to go to the movie? Then get out, please. Okay, thank you. Sorry, guys, just gotta tell me one thing quickly.
right now.
Layton, I mean it. There'll be no movie. Then get going. Okay, so what I do is I try to think outside the box when it comes to these things. So for instance, Cheyenne Knox, Kelsey Thornton, Casey Brookover, who else are like really like people, obviously because I'm talking about it, I'm trying like, but you know what I mean? Like think of these other top leaders and then go to their pages, but don't copy their stories. What you want to do is scroll their Facebooks and see, because they'll talk about their team, right? They welcome people, they do stories about their teams, and then look for those people. Those are the people that you want to follow, because those people aren't the traditional people that are seen all the time. For instance, if I just go and use Cheyenne Knox's stories, well, guess how many other people are using Cheyenne Knox's stories? So what I would do is literally make a list of people that you like to follow. Go and take some time and go to their Facebook and search for the posts that they do when they talk about their team. Whether they're, rubies or emeralds, diamonds, triples, whatever, and then follow those people. Take their stories, use them, add them to your albums for your team. Because by doing this, you're going to have stories that aren't seen as often as what circles around our people. Same situation with host to post, right? Everyone uses the same type of thing because it's recycled and recycled and recycled. So the best way to do a host to post thing is, if you're ever scrolling Facebook and you see someone who's not your DT and you know it's a host to post and you haven't used that yet, save it, because that's something that's not going to be circling. So same thing with stories. So that's how I find new story photos for my team. Now, if I want to do a story like Cheyenne's, that I think is really good, I will screenshot her stories, and then I will open an app and try to duplicate it, but with my own info and picture. So some of the apps that I use are, I'll write them in the chat. Fonto. So Fonto is more like where you layer photos, and then you can add text and you can do backgrounds and stuff like that. So that one's really, I use Fonto quite a bit. Another one is I use is Over. Over is the ones that you can see where it's like ripped, and then there's like a picture, and like message or whatever. And then they have a lot of other stuff on there too. I'm not huge with Over yet. Like I try to test out a whole bunch of different things, but it's not as, it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. The other one that I use is Mojo. I really like Mojo. Mojo is for videos that have pictures that have scripts coming on them. Or have you ever seen like a story that it's just a blank screen and it's like someone typing? That's from Mojo as well. So you can like make up conversations like as if it was like you and your DT or you and your loyal or whatever. And that Mojo is really good too for sharing a story like about your business, like your growth. I always like those because you can put a bunch of different pictures in and then write stuff. So Mojo is really good too. Another one, let me see which other one I use here. I have a little folder. Okay, so Facetune. Facetune is something I use if I'm like, oh, my teeth look yellow, I have like a major pimple, like I want to soften my skin. I don't use it as much, but there are those times where I do take a photo and I'm like, oh dear, those teeth need to be whitened. Like just random things like that. So Facetune is really good for cleaning up your pictures. If you don't like the photo, but you're like, oh, if my teeth were whiter or I could soften my skin or whatever, you can go in there and it'll like vamp up your picture. Another really good one is, have you ever seen photos and it's like really good photo for your story, but someone has like an a-hole put their business name through it or their name or whatever so that they don't get someone to copy it? Okay, well this app is called Retouch. Put it in the and it's really cool, and I'm going to show you actually what I mean by this. It's really cool, let me just plug my phone in. It's super cool, really easy to use. And so what you can do is like someone's story, and I'm like, oh, I would love that photo. It's like, maybe it's like them going out, or they're out for coffee, but it's like a really good coffee photo. I will screenshot it, and then I'll go to Retouch. I'll take out their like whatever they put in there that obviously people would know it wasn't me, and then I'll use that photo for like whether it's like a host to post or whatever the case may be. So I'll show you just quickly because it's super easy. And if you guys are like me, I'm a visual learner, so okay, I'm gonna share my phone screen with you. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, come on. It's taking 100 years. There we go. Okay, so, and I've put all the names in the chat. So people that are going to be, hopefully, yeah, I think they can see it, the people that are going to watch this. Okay, so here's the apps I have. So this is Fonto. This is what it looks like. WordSwag, you guys, most people already use. I don't use it as often anymore. Cleaner, if you're wondering what this is to unfollow people on Instagram. Facetune, this is the one that tunes, like, does your whitened teeth and stuff. Very easy to use. Pick, Tap, Go. I like this one because this is like for, if you guys haven't used it yet, it's like you can crisp up a photo. So like, for instance, like tacos I had tonight. You just go edit and you can go and like you can crispify your pictures, like stuff like that, you know? So that's a really good one too. And then this is the Retouch, this one that I'm talking about. So let's quickly show you that. This one's pretty cool. Jocelyn Yates showed this to me once in a Zoom I was on, and I thought it was pretty sweet. So let me find a photo that I can do. Trying to think. Okay, I did this picture right here, this coffee one. I used it, but I've already done it, so I can't use that one again. Darn, of course, when I need one, oh, jeepers. Let's try like something like this. Okay, so like say I wanted to like take off the, like say this was like wording right here, this little patch of lighting, but I didn't want it there. It's honestly at the bottom here, just go object removal. You could remove a cup even, like this cup. Sometimes it works really good, just depends what your picture's like, but sometimes, and then go, it'll take the cup away. So stuff like that is really cool. I use it mostly if it's like someone's name is across it, or if it's like in a place where people are going to know I'm not in New York, like if it's like a little thing. And so yeah, it's very simple. So I'll show you that just one more time. You can honestly take out almost anything. Like this picture I posted today on Instagram, you can do like the removal of this if this wasn't yours, you know, and it's gone. So it's a pretty cool app. A lot of people don't use it, but it's good. Then the other one is Unfold, Over, and Boomerang. Boomerang is like on Instagram. You know how you can do the boomerang? So that's just the app. This Over is the one. These are the ones I already put in the chat. So that's that. And when it comes to story, you guys, story is so important, because if you guys haven't noticed, a lot of the Facebook pages or accounts get shut down now, and everyone's trying to figure out why. It could be anything from literally like mass messaging, it could be from mass adding, it could be from more than 3 posts a day. It could be from so many things. But one thing that we do know is that story is not the culprit from it, because people are using story all the time. For me, I upload story every single hour. So when I first started Facebook, when you would, you know how we would do, I don't know if you guys did this, but I did. When I first started, not Facebook, when I first started It Works 3 years ago, we would do like a morning post, a mid-afternoon, a lunch, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I post like once a day now. But story is where everything, my loyal customers come from, my distributors, like mostly always from there. So when I first started, it was like, if you were posting, your page was always seen, right? But it's not like that anymore. That's not what Facebook is. The algorithm is completely changed. The way that Facebook is run that way is completely changed. But story is that way. Meaning if you're posting your story one time a day, and it's like you post like 6 photos and you're like, okay, I'm good for the day. Well, wrong. You're not good for the day, because the people aren't seeing your story at the top of their picture or at the top of their page. When people, do you ever notice that you see the same people over and over and over and over again? Because they're so active in their story. Posting to your story every single hour keeps your picture at the front of their story. They will always see you, they will always watch you, and they will always remember you. If they do not see you, how the heck are they going to remember you? How are they going to be reminded? You have to remember that a follow-up is not just, hey, Angela, just wondering if you still want to get those wraps we talked about. Oh, hey, Angela, just wondering if you still needed that $300 a month. The thing is, the trick to a follow-up is being tricky. By people seeing your picture on there, that's a follow-up. Oh, damn, that's that Angela girl. She messaged me, forgot to message her back. Oh, damn, there's that Angela girl. She's talking about money again. Oh, damn, there's that Angela girl. I forgot to order from her. That is a follow-up. But people don't realize that, because they think a follow-up is a traditional, hey, Angela, like, you know, knocking at your door. But that's not the case. So story is like 100 things. Basically, your story is like income-producing activities all around the clock. Like, it just does so much for you. So for my story, if you guys don't follow me, I upload every single hour. Now, what I tell my team is, don't just upload products, because the way I see it, the reason why I don't post products on my wall and I use products in stories, because the way I see it is, when people are scrolling Facebook, and you're posting about product, not only is it so annoying, it's spammy, but whether you're doing attraction marketing or not, they know what it's about because they know what you do. You are forcing them to see that because you're putting it out there. That's forcing people to see it, which is why people get blocked, people get deleted, and why people are rude about it. When you use story, you're giving them an option. You're giving them an option to watch, to see what you have to offer. People would rather be, it's just like, it's in your head, right? It's all in their head. It's like, people feel more comfortable being like, oh, I'm not forced to see this. I'm not forced to be spammed. They're like, oh, like I can actually just go there if I want to. Like people just think, it's all about the way people think. It's so weird. But really, it's like you're giving them an option to go see your story. And guaranteed, if your face is always up there, they're going to start watching your story. And if you're like me, I love watching stories. I do all my interactions on stories. Most people go and like scroll their Facebook and comment 4 or more words, no emojis to interact. I don't do that. I'm not about that. I like to go to stories and I'll watch stories and I'll be like, oh my God, where was this? This looks like it was so much fun. Oh my gosh, I love that lipstick on you. Like, what is the name of that? Because stories are more like, it's a reel of their life. Like you can actually, have you ever had someone say like, I don't know what to say on someone's post to interact? I have teammates tell me that all the time. I just don't know what to call, like, what do I say? But if you watch a story, people put life stuff in there just like we do. So it's easier to interact on a story. Same goes for our side. If we're putting up a story, it's easier for people to interact with us. So what I tell my team is, it's not all about product. You got to think of 5 statues in your life. That's what I tell them. Think of 5 statues. Write down 5 statues. For me, it's like, so 5 major things for you. What are you about? Because that's what your story should be, with a mixture of business and product. So for me, my mix of product and business is product, keto coffee, every day of the damn week, you guys. I don't miss a day. So I post about it every morning. You'll see my Keurig in my story almost every morning. And guess what? Do you know how many people interact with me? Where'd you get that Keurig? Oh my gosh, that color, where did you buy that? And then it's like, oh, what's that coffee about again? Like it changes people's mind, right? So story is so, so important. So 5 statues of your life. So me, keto coffee. I love baking, you guys, and cooking. You'll always see food in my story. My daughter, because she's freaking hilarious. She's always up to something. And I'll put a lot of her in there, especially because my network and my audience are moms. There's a lot of moms on my page. The other thing I talk about a lot, well, obviously, is the business. I share about, the car I just bought. It took me 31 years to buy my first car, you guys. Of course, I'm excited about it. I want to tell people about it. And it's not to brag. It's to say, listen, I did this. I came from 0 to where I am now, and I'm able to do this. So sharing your car. Today I put a picture of me filling up my gas tank. Thanks again, Instagram, for picking up the tab. Super short like that. Like, it's not like I'm like blasting my story on there every day. Your story, so not story on Instagram, but like your story about you. Your story can be of little things. It doesn't have to be a lifestyle post. Your story is you filling up your gas tank, you spending $100 on groceries, you taking your daughter to the park because you're on your own time, you out for happy hour because guess what? Not everyone's out for happy hour during Monday to Friday. You not having to pay for date, like all these little things. So just pictures of those things. That's all it takes is pictures. This is a story reel. You don't have to share your whole story on a story reel. It's just pictures of things. So business for me is an everyday thing. And the 5th one for me that I post about a lot is funny things. I have the sickest, twisted sense of humor, you guys. And I think things are hilarious. Like if I see something hilarious, I hate to say it, like I don't often think like, oh, is this going to upset someone? I think, damn, that's hilarious. I'm going to post it anyway, whether you like it or not. So for me, my audience is people who have a sense of humor because they see that all the time. So those 5 things, you guys, are in my story every single day. Are they the exact same every day? No, that's the whole point of it. How do you keep an audience? You got to keep it exciting. Can't post the same shit every day, all day long. It doesn't work that way. So tell your teams, write the 5 things that they like. And you know what? The thing is this is the best way to do it, because if you told me, write 5 things that, you know, are important to you, that you like, that you enjoy, that you whatever, that's easier for me to make a story. What's not easy for me is someone says to me, okay, you're new to the business. I want you to go find products for your story and make a story. Well, what the hell does that even mean? Like, where do I find a story? Like, I'm new. I don't know about product, right? So giving them the 5 statues, write things that you like. And same with adding to your network. I work off the same, honestly, my story is income producing activities all day long, and it goes off lots of things, just like adding to your network. I add to my network off the 5 things. Sometimes I make a list of 10 because that's the audience I'm trying to attract. So if I go adding to my network from, do you know who, okay, so Christina Watts, this is what she does, and for me it doesn't work, and like for her it does. It's always going to be something different that works for someone, doesn't work for other people. For her, it's like she'll write Cindy, Texas, and then she'll add all those Cindys. No, that doesn't work for me, because guess what? Cindy from Texas, we have nothing in common. We might own a pair of cowboy boots that are the same, but that's about it. Well, I'm not posting about those cowboy boots, so really we have no common ground, no connection. If I go off my 5 statues and add another 5, and I add off all of these, people right away, they see my story. Oh, she likes that too. Oh, she likes that too. Right there we have that common ground of connection. Do you know how, I can't remember the last time someone said, hey, who are you? Why are you adding me? I used to get it all the time because I wasn't adding from a common ground, a common connection. And story, this all goes with story, right? Like story is so crucial. And I understand that it's hard to figure out how to do a story, but be a copycat, and like Pam says, copy the right cat. All you have to do is basically twist it into your own lifestyle. So follow people that you enjoy, search their distributors and follow those people. Use the apps that I've given you and make them your own. Do you know how many times I've screenshotted off other people, like top leaders, and just put my picture on it because it wasn't their personal info? It was just talking about the business. That's okay. Take the picture, plop yours over top of it. Bob's your uncle. You know, like, don't worry about doing those things, because we're ODM, one team, one mission. The only time you can't do that is if someone's talking about their own personal life. Oh, I've been in this business for 5 years. Well, you've only been in for 1, so clearly you can't use that, right? Like things like that. But otherwise, that's all you have to do. Eventually, when this becomes a consistent habit, it's easy. For me, it's second nature. I'm like, I wake up, I'm like, oh, put a filter on. Good morning coffee. Like, it's just what I do because I'm so used to doing it. We're going to an outside movie tonight, and I'll be flowing my Instagram or story with the outside movie of Lane enjoying it and stuff like that, right? That just shows my freedom. It shows that I'm able to do those things. Because 4 years ago, I'd be slinging drinks all night long until 3 a.m. I wouldn't be doing an outside movie. So it's just like, think of it that way. Every time you're out of the house doing something, you don't have to post it that minute, but take a photo, save it for later. Take a photo, save it for later. Like my phone is full of stuff that I can use at any time, because every time I go out of my house now, I'm like, oh, this would be really good on my story. Not right now, but sometime today, or maybe the next day or the next day after that. So just get in the habit of doing that and teaching your team that. Tricia, did you want me to touch on anything else? Do you have any questions at all? Oh, hold on. I muted you. And now I can't unmute you. Can you unmute me there?
I didn't mute me. No, I mean, that was like really, really great information. One thing, you guys, that if you don't know this, you can connect, like, if you want to start using a second platform, like what Angela and I both do, is we will post from Instagram in our story and connect it to Facebook. So then you're not having to post it in Instagram and in Facebook 2 different times. That's being more intentional with your time too. Like, it literally gives you the option to post it to Facebook at the same time. So yeah, that's, you know, another way to be intentional with it. Wow, that was some really amazing information, because I didn't know a lot of that. So
well, and even if you do the like connection to Facebook, if you find that you do have quite a bit of the same lane, if you find that you have quite a bit of the same network, what you can do is you can still link it, but throughout the day, just throw in more random stuff on the Facebook one so that it does look a little bit different. just if you find that you have, because I do have quite a few distributors who are like, well, we're kind of like the same, especially starting out, they have like the same people on there, but eventually that will change obviously as your networks grow.
Yep. That was really good information. Do you guys have anything that you want to ask while she's on here really quick, or do you think that's good?
I think June is good. Oh, June's good? Good? I was like, I think June. Okay, good. Well, I'm going to upload this to my YouTube, and then I'll send it to you for your team page. And if you guys have any other questions, honestly, get Tricia to message me. I have no problem doing another Zoom at any time. If you guys want to ask questions, I know sometimes when I leave a Zoom, I'm like, damn, why did I ask that? Like, things come to me when I'm not thinking about, like, when I'm off of where I'm supposed to be. But otherwise, thanks for having me tonight, guys.
Thank you for doing it.
Sorry it didn't work out yesterday. So
sorry. It's okay.
I was
I
oh.
was like trying to work my business and get things done, and it didn't happen. And of course, everybody wants to order today. I've enrolled almost 400 BVs. So.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Isn't that so weird when that happens?
I'm like, why couldn't you see yesterday?
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, I know. Seriously, it's always like when you're like trying so hard for like a timeline, and then after that, it's like everyone comes knocking on your door. Like same with like month end push, the last day. They're like, oh, actually tomorrow. I'm like, no, tonight.
No, it ends at 11:59.
Yeah. It's not 12:01. It's 11:59. Okay. Okay, you guys will have a great night, and I will talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.